show that keeps you talking at home. My name is Roslyn Felly, and I am here with the beautiful
Araba Kumsin
and
Celestine Ado.
And of course,
Elaine.
Yes, and this show gets you talking and arguing at home. Now, it's a show that has a bevy of beautiful, intelligent ladies that discusses topics that you always don't have answers to. But you know what? We give the answers to the questions that you keep asking all over again. Now, today we are talking about three important topics. Our very first one is about our emergency services. We know you talk about it. Is it enough in Ghana? Now, in times of emergency, who do you call on? When there's robbery, who do you call on? In times of health emergency, I mean, if fire guts your house, who are you calling on? We'll talk about all of that right here. Also, another thing that I'm excited about is the Black Stars. The Black Stars.
I can't wait.
Not everyone is excited about the Black Stars, though.
Oh, you're not excited about the topic?
I'm excited
about the topic,
what I'm going to say
not
about
what is
the
going
topic.
on with the Black Stars. No.
Well, I'm excited about the Black Stars. We'll be talking about all of that, but we want to ask a question. Charlie, Celestine, Igobi.
Never.
Never say never.
All right.
Never say never.
Never.
Maybe not.
Maybe. I mean, we shouldn't lose the hope. And of course, whenever we talk, we also talk about love issues. Now, when we talk about love issues, today is all about bondage in love.
And that's the aspect you love more.
I love love. But don't love foolishly. Don't love foolishly.
Not the bondage aspect, but everything love is Roslyn.
Well, today these are the topics we are discussing. Of course, you do not want to tune out. You want to get entertained and educated as well. So we will be bringing you all the answers to the questions that you've been asking. Araba?
Of course, like Rosling said, you want to stay glued to your set because we have an array of topics that I'm sure you would want to stay glued and join us with the discussion. So, without much ado, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back to delve into the issues. Stay with us. You're welcome back. This is, of course, The Sixth Sense, where you have a bevy of beauties discussing all types of issues, ranging from sports, love, and whatever you think. So today we're going to start off on a serious note. We're going to be talking about emergency care or emergency response in Ghana. Can the system save you when you are in a time of crisis? And that brings me to a story I heard recently in the news. It was about, this man who lost his wife, his pregnant wife. I think that he took her to the hospital and she had to be transported via an ambulance to Accra. The ambulance driver said that they didn't have enough fuel, so the man should pay 600 cedis for them to fuel the ambulance before they take
fuel.
600.
Yes, 600 cedis.
But our ambulance services cost like 500. The minimum you pay is like 500.
Is that the case?
Yes.
Wow.
Most of them.
So of course, I mean, if you're in the rural area, I mean, you
for the
can't come
private
up with
sector, though, I
600.
can't talk about the public sector. But
Right.
for the private sector, most of them charge nothing less than 500.
Wow.
Yes.
So in this case, the man said, I don't have the money. So it was like, a back and forth between him and the ambulance driver. And of course, the unthinkable happened. The wife died. And so he's blaming the ambulance service for it. The ambulance service says, okay, well, it's not our fault. Yeah, we didn't have fuel, but we didn't expect not to have fuel at that point in time. There's a lot of pressure. We don't have enough resources. And the excuses go on. But this is just one of many instances where a lot of Ghanaians find themselves when it comes to, emergency response. Ladies, I'd like to know what you think about it. Let me start with Celestine.
The least said the better. Because I think somewhere, the Makola incident, I was actually in town.
The fire incident?
Yes. I was actually in town, standing in front of the store when it started.
Wow.
And I saw the guys running to the fire service to call them to come.
Okay.
Whilst the other traders were trying to get their own.
The fire service that's closer to the market.
Yes.
So wait. Do you sell Amakola?
No. So I actually went there for shopping that morning.
Okay.
When the incident happened. And right before us, the guys ran, got back, and even if you don't have water, what are you supposed to do? At least follow up to come and check if you can get some. how do you call it, fire extinguishers and help the guys. We're just standing there.
Wow.
Helpless.
Helpless. Everybody shouting. People were trying to pack some things out. People were running and all that. For me, I've never actually had to look for ambulance or anything. Because I'd rather go to the hospital in a car, in my own car, or probably in an Uber or a taxi. Because we can't blame them so much. Sometimes our buildings, the way we build, makes it difficult for them to have access. Our attitude towards some of these things. You know, there was a time the police was complaining that they receive a lot of calls and they are spam calls from Ghanaians. You get it?
Right.
So sometimes when we call them, it's not their fault.
Right.
They are not sure whether this is true or not.
Well, the fact that it's a spam call doesn't
Yes.
mean that you have to take it lightly, because what if it's not a spam call?
Yes.
Because I've heard, you know, stories of people being robbed at gunpoint. They had the opportunity to call the police. The police was very lackadaisical about it. They're like, okay, how many are they? And these are people who are like at your gate with guns or shooting. You know, I mean, in that state, what do? You're calling the police so that they will come there and help you. But the police are delaying, asking questions, and, you know, I mean, sometimes their attitude, you know, it's questionable. Yeah, it's not, they don't show commitment to the job. But I mean, these are just a few stories. I'm sure there are other positive stories.
Yes. Because I've heard stories where the ambulance was on time and someone's life was saved. There are times we don't hear that. There are times that the police are also there in time to help a situation. And most of the times too, they are not there to help. And sometimes they are even part of those who are even robbing as well. Yes.
Really?
Yes. I actually had a friend who was attacked. He's a policeman. He was supposed to be on duty with a friend, and the friend didn't show up on time. And he was, the place was actually robbed, and he got injured. They tried to plug out his eyeballs and everything. Yes, he's a policeman. He didn't have the resources to defend himself at the time. So sometimes, I don't want to sit here and say I'm defending.
Totally blame.
Yes, you can't blame them as much as we do, but they can also do something.
Let me understand something. The policeman was being robbed.
So
or he went to help somebody who was being robbed.
He was actually guarding a warehouse.
Okay.
When the armed robbers came.
Okay.
So there were supposed to be 2 on duty. And funny enough, the other guy didn't come. And the robbers knew where the safe was. They knew where things were. And they came directly, attacked. They knew exactly where he was sitting. So they came straight to him, attacked him, tried to plug out his eyes. Like they actually ruined the guy's life.
Wow.
You get it?
That's sad.
So sometimes it's not, he didn't have enough ammunition to actually defend himself. So sometimes it's not their fault, sometimes too.
Well, with that one in particular, but let me speak to that. With that one in particular, I won't call it an emergency issue because it's not like he was trying to reach out for help and he didn't get the help.
He actually tried. When we questioned him, he was actually brought to 37 hospital.
Okay.
When we questioned him, he was actually trying to seek for help.
Okay.
But
was he calling?
No, he couldn't have access to the phone because the guys knew where he was.
So then it brings us back to
shouting and everything.
It brings us back to the whole thing that our emergency services, there is a problem with it.
There is a problem.
There is a big problem with it.
From the scenario Araba gave, like Ocho Mokongbo, and you expect me to pay 600 Ghana before you attend to the person. My question is, do we have love for what we do? Because if it's your family, would you ask for such an amount of money, whether 600, whether 500
But I don't think we should be blaming the driver as well.
Not the driver necessarily. For me, I think that if you love what you do, sometimes, my question, are they paid well? That's what I'll ask. Are they paid well? Like Rosalind said, there should be a problem there. Because why should people call and then you would have to wait till,
give reasons, there's no water, there is no fuel.
There's no water issue. Is where my problem, like, why shouldn't you, fill your tanks before you are being called to attend to?
So in that case, who would you blame for that?
The
so in the case of the ambulance driver, he didn't have fuel. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
In the case of the fire at Makola, the fire people didn't have water in their tenders. Whose fault is it? So it comes back to who should be blamed for this?
So you
Who
see,
is
Araba,
responsible?
this is what I always say, and when we sat here the last time I spoke about it, we do not blame from the bottom. We blame from the
top.
head.
Yeah.
There is always somebody who is responsible for it. There is never a fire service station that they are not mandated to have water in their car. I'm sorry. They are mandated to have water in their car. There is no excuse for you to say that there's no water in the car. There is no excuse for you to say there's no fuel in an ambulance. An ambulance is not a picture that you park and we pass by and we look at it. It's not a statue either. And so whatever it takes for the authority to make sure that we fill the ambulance every single time, especially once it's moved, when it comes back, it has to be filled. Don't park it. It has to be done. And so for the driver to say this, now, one thing is we don't even know if it's true there was no fuel in the car. It's another thing altogether.
Right, yeah.
Because we can have drivers who will be feeling so lazy, they'll tell you that, you know what, there's no fuel in the car. And of course, in our corruptive...
But do you honestly think that realistically a driver
If there's
seeing
no
an
fuel,
emergency situation would deliberately
We
say
are-
there's no fuel?
Listen,
Yeah.
Araba,
Kind of
we are in a
strange.
corruptive
It can happen.
system.
Anyway,
okay?
that's true.
That
Why would the
people
person
are
do that
looking
in the
for
first
money.
place?
Now, we are in a corruptive system that people are looking for money.
That's
The
fair.
people who are looking for money don't care whether you are dying or not. It is their money first.
Tip me.
And so you give me the 600, maybe there's fuel
Tip
in the
me.
car, but I still need to
Yes.
take that 600
You know, and when they
take
see you in
you.
desperate situations,
Yeah.
that's when those things comes out. They know you are
But
desperate.
that's not
you will-
appropriate.
You will
It's
pay
not
for it.
appropriate.
That is the problem. The problem is if we can be able to curb corruption, then we know that we are heading towards somewhere.
How do we curb corruption in this
From the top.
situation, in the ambulance driver situation, assuming that maybe there was fuel in the tanker for the ambulance, and yet he wanted to make money out of that situation? That is pathetic. How do you make
What has
money out
happened?
of a
What has
situation
happened
like
to the
that?
driver?
Nothing has happened to
Exactly
him.
the point I'm making.
Like
So
an investigation or
tackle
something.
it from the
there is a head
authorities,
in
yeah.
that institution. What did the head do? Did they investigate the issue? But no, it's just like another life loss. We can't be bothered about it. But
In
if you
Ghana, we don't
investigate
cherish lives.
Araba,
We don't
even
cherish
when there's
lives.
an emergency in the hospital and you go and you don't have money to pay for a card, Araba, you will die.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's like
Serious.
60 cedis for a card, 50 cedis for a card,
100.
20 cedis for a card. If you
Even
can't
100.
pay, you will die. There's nothing like emergency in Ghana here. I mean, your life is in your hand.
But it can't be all that grown. I'm sure that there are people who've called emergency services and they've had the
Nobody
service
walked into the
delivered to them.
hospital. Nobody walked into the hospital without money and got taken care of, Araba. Trust me.
Really?
You cannot. I mean, how? Who
Some
takes care of
actually
you?
Not in all
Not in all
instances.
instances, but
Wait,
some actually
you
do.
can walk into a hospital without a card and they take care of you?
If you
you
meet
don't
an
have money?
angel,
Who-
she'll say,
which
"Oh,
angel?
with the mommy, why?"
Well, now
Then
you're
later
a
on-
nurse. You work in a hospital.
I'm not.
Okay, you're not working in a-
No.
Okay.
Probably we need Dr. Hannah-Lisa today, but unfortunately,
you, Hannah-Lisa.
No, I'm
You
not.
know,
I'm not in the
About
hospital.
Okay, let me give them the
okay.
benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
90%, 90%, you need to put down the money before they take
Yeah,
care of you.
deposit or something.
Maybe you'll be lucky to meet an angel like Nasser,
Yes,
and that
it
angel will
happens
help you. Sometimes,
Yes,
and it's just like that.
yes.
Sometimes, but let's talk about it. On the higher side, it doesn't happen. But there are people out there who cannot even make an ends meet, who don't even have 10 cedi in their pocket in case of emergency. But if you have a case and you even go to the police station to report, to even write your, what do you call it? The notes you write, the
Yeah,
statement.
the statement, yeah.
Sometimes you need to pay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes you need to pay.
This is the first
That
time I'm
is
hearing
serious.
Sometimes you need to pay.
That
need
is
to pay,
serious.
yes.
Yes, you do.
That's
Today's
true.
Ghana, really.
And even medical report.
Yes.
Medical report. To get a medical report in Ghana, you have to pay the doctor.
Yes.
This is serious. But you're right, because I've heard someone tell me that a rape victim who was asked to write her statement, she was made to pay some amount of money.
Yes.
And this is
This
totally
is
unacceptable.
sad.
You
This
have
is
to.
sad.
Next time, they won't report it
This
to the
is
police.
sad. And what
And
are
it-
authorities doing about this? This is sad.
So that's the
Day
question
in,
I'm
day
coming to.
out, Ghana is becoming a corrupt nation. Like, really?
So now
It's
the
terrible.
corruption is not just at the top.
So who takes that
It
money
flows
though?
through.
Who
Yeah.
takes that money?
It flows through.
Who takes that money?
Which
It's not into their
money?
pocket.
The money that if you go to the police station and they charge you for statement, who takes it?
Well,
the police
I
on
can't
duty.
tell.
So
Well, I
the
mean,
fire service
but I'm
department
sure
too, do they ask you to pay something?
Well, with
you
that,
can't rule it out.
We can't
It's possible
tell.
since the ambulances are demanding.
We don't have
You
any
suspecting
evidence,
that?
but we can't tell.
Well, with the ambulances, it's not that they demand. But if you should go and you meet a corrupt person, then the possibility that
Save the life first. Save the life first.
It's supposed to be.
Let me ask
but
you,
it doesn't
ladies,
work
is it a
that way.
question of our attitudes towards emergencies? Because sometimes you call the police station in the case of an emergency, and there's no sense of urgency from the police officer. Okay, where did it happen? And like you are in fear, something is happening. You expect them to say, okay, give me your location. We are coming right now. Like you see in the movies, I mean, in other countries.
Like you rightly said, in the movies, yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, no,
it's-
but in the foreign parts of the western part of the world, yes, it happens. The emergency service is really on point. You know, when it comes to their 911s
Yeah.
and their 001s
isn't it
and their
because they
hundreds and stuff.
understand the essence of urgency in
when to
emergencies?
use
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So maybe we don't have that
Can we also
sense of
say that?
urgency.
Can we also say that? What are they actually being taught at training schools concerning emergencies?
Exactly.
What are they being taught? How are they taught to handle situations when it comes? Because sometimes we feel like when robbers are all over and they are robbing people or trying to attack people, the police are even scared to go near.
Celestine, they are taught the right things. But if I get into the service and I realize that Menu is doing it, I'll do it. Because if you have more corrupt people in there,
And nothing is happening to them.
probably you came out, you know, with
A genuine mind and
exactly
everything.
to come and work
The
for
passion and
Madam
everything.
Ghana.
Influence.
But I see this person doing it, and nothing happens, no punishment, nothing whatsoever. I'll begin to do it.
Of course.
It's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
But I think it's also about resources. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
You can be very dedicated to your job. You may have a sense of urgency and want to go and address the issue immediately, but again, you don't have
Resources.
fuel to drive to the point.
Another thing
you know,
altogether.
You don't have
No
bullets.
water.
You don't have bullets.
You don't have bullets
in your
in
in
your
the gun.
ammunition
No
in your
water
guns.
there.
No, wait.
You know.
When we talk about the bullets, everybody is entitled to a certain number of bullets. You can't say you don't have bullet.
What if you're exhausted?
How did you exhaust it? You have to account for it.
Maybe you have cases.
Well,
so-
the
Which
resources
case?
come from government, so government is supposed.
Cases.
Also, the interior
So
minister
what?
for police,
So,
interior ministry is supposed to provide you with the bullets.
Bullets.
So
Uh-huh.
they're
One
not
is shot.
But
providing you.
if you haven't shot anyone, why is the bullet?
Please, warning
No,
shot.
but-
Warning shot. We misuse
You
the
can't
warning
give me warning
shot.
shotting.
But on a more serious note, do
yeah,
they have
pull.
shotguns? Do they have shotguns?
They don't,
Because
they
I feel
don't.
like by the time you take out this long one,
Yes.
they would have
Oh, we
shotguns.
don't have the shorter one. We
They
don't
have
have
the
it.
pistols.
Usually-
They do have the pistols. Yes.
But usually
It's
the thieves
actually
have
in-
more sophisticated guns.
Yes.
Who sells it
than
to
the-
them? It's the police.
No, but what's the difference?
can't tell
the
that.
short
You
one,
can't
the long one.
independently
What's the
verify
difference?
that, though.
The short one,
The
the
one
long
they
one.
would be
the
holding at the
pistol.
police station, at the banks. The one, when you
That's
go
the
to
long one. What is it called? Is it the
It's called the pistol.
AK-47?
There's a pistol and there's an AK-47. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we know you're enjoying this show right now. But then we want to go out there to hear what people have to say about our emergency services. Is it good enough? Do stay with us.
For the fire service and the military police or something like that, or they might delay, they might not be on time, but it is necessary for you to call them. When something happens urgently, you have to call them so that they will know what is happening. Maybe when they come, they can do investigation about it, what happened before the fire, what happened before maybe unrest attacked the people. So it's necessary for you to contact them.
Fire service for offer omo obe delay a obeba na de no so wuo na be wu a wanya wu e so omo nwi nipa nkwa ho o so wo bo nipa ho ban ba adwuma na mo ye no omo nya ne ma ye.
But in the police, I don't rely on them. I was once a service personnel. The recruitment what they are doing now is appalling. So I will not even rely on police.
Fire service. Sometimes if there's some fire somewhere, before the fire service come, they say they have no water. They don't have water in the tank. How come? You don't understand. That one they're supposed to try it for us. We beg them.
Security services and the emergency, all the services, we can still rely on them. because we think that if we call them, they do not respond on time, but still we can rely on them. Maybe they have 1 or 2 challenges whereby they are not able to respond on time. So we don't know. For instance, the fire service like this, we have been hearing current cases that they are not reporting on time. If you call them, they will not come on time and all those stuffs. But you don't know the situation that they are facing at their stations. So sometimes we have to be patient for our services.
Welcome back. You have heard what people have to say about our emergency services. Well, it looks like people are not too happy about it, and we hope that the authorities will do something so that we can say that our emergency service in Ghana is spot on. What do we have next, Araba?
So next we are going to be talking about an issue that is on the hearts of everybody. It is on our hearts. It's on my heart. It's on Rosalind's heart. It's on Celestine's heart. It's on Na's heart, and I'm talking about football.
Well, it looks like Na loves football more. Now, what should we expect after the break?
No,
What should we?
I don't love football.
The broken heart is too much.
I started following football years back because of my husband.
Okay. Does he play?
He plays like he plays well,
Okay.
and he loves Manchester. So sometimes you want to keep them company. Oh, sure, now so because you'll be left alone. So I developed it as time went on. But the love was, I mean, the time that SN, I might do some petty mistakes. I'm not really into football, but pardon me. SN Sulemontari, I love that guy.
Oh, you do?
Sulemontari.
Let's go for a break and come back and tell us how much you love Suleiman.
Yeah, I love
okay? All right, so we'll be right back after this break, and do stay with us.
Right, you're welcome back. You're still watching The Sixth Sense, and I'm here with my beautiful, articulate ladies. And for this topic, cheers, why? Me say cheers, but I'm my glasses on. Cheers.
Let's drink to the black.
Seriously, hold on.
Cheers, going to bring back the love.
We need this. You know, Ghana, we love football. Won't you? Oh my God. We love football. We follow football. Our heart is in football. Like we eat football, we walk football.
Sleep football.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Listen, the way the Black Stars are playing lately, we ain't like that.
Hey.
Yeah, near break.
We go America.
Yeah, baby, you know, we have to be, you know, because see, I earlier on mentioned that I love the former Black Stars, the Sulemontaris, so I don't know whether it's his what is it, arrogance or the guy knows what he wants. Ego, okay, the guy's ego, and he knows what he's about. You know, on the pitch. It's saying, but Asamoah, why didn't they include the guy?
I thought he was on retirement.
What, has he retired?
No, he actually says he hasn't retired. No. Actually, he said he hasn't retired. He said if they had called him, he would have played. But we thought he had retired.
Like the love that we used to have for the Black Stars. The love that when you are cooking and it's time for the Black Stars to play, you put it to hold and you go and sit down and watch. We are not having that anymore. It looks like there's something wrong. I don't know whether it's from the, like you say, from the top. What exactly? Do you still have the love for our team, the Black Stars of today compared to the Black Stars of, you know, yesterday?
It looks like Celestine wants to say something.
Celestine,
okay.
You want to go first?
Let me just start.
You want to go? You want to start?
I can't wait. Before the AFCON started, okay, I was very pessimistic. I was telling people that, listen, I mean, the Black Stars, they won't get anywhere. It's not that I'm not being nationalistic or
That's how you start.
That's how it's coming from.
That's how you started. Oh yeah, Paul.
That is the reason why we lost.
No, but I was just being realistic. I was
couldn't
saying
pretend.
How can that be realistic?
when did we contract the coach? Like 3 months to the AFCON.
Yeah.
I didn't see a semblance of like unity in
teamwork,
the team and all of that. And then I thought I wasn't convinced. So I was like, I'm not sure we'll go far. Everybody was saying, you're not patriotic, you're not patriotic. I said, okay, let's wait and see. And I went to collect my stone. I went to collect my stone. I feel like we should put the same amount of energy that we are putting into the Black Stars. We should put it into other sports. Especially the female national team. They're doing much better.
Yeah.
But when they win, they have to struggle for their bonuses. It's unfair. So no, I mean the love is not going to come now.
Look at the
At least
face.
not from
So
this.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Celestine.
Okay, so for me, football was like a thing for me. Because
Okay.
my ex-husband was actually a footballer.
Oh, tell us
So
more.
I was so much into
Tell us
football.
more.
I
Okay.
knew everything
Tell
about
us
it.
more.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
You were married to a superstar. Was he playing the Black Stars?
I'll tell you later.
Or Arsenal?
Arsenal,
Or Montari. Is it Montari? No, we know Montari.
Okay, so for me, bringing back the love will be difficult. Especially now that football has now become a business. It's no more about the passion, the hobby, and everything anymore.
Right.
It's now business. And Ghanaians has to understand, if you are going to put your heart into it, you will die early. Please don't die early. Because now people are making money out of it. And everybody is conscious of themselves. You know, at first you don't care if I go and play and I'm hurt. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But now, all the players are cautious. Let's also not forget that.
Why are they
Why are
cautious?
they cautious?
Yeah.
Yes. Here's the case. I play for a team outside Ghana, where I take my money from. How much will Ghanaians pay me? How much will Ghana pay me if I come and play?
So you think they're not being paid?
Their treatment, how we treat them. Look at the way we even insult them.
Who insults them?
Hey! Ask the
Are you
sponsor-
referring to Ghanaians?
Please. Even the mid...
Celestine, wait. Are you referring to Ghanaians?
Yes.
Have you
When they make...
a player when he makes those kind of...
Yes,
but
but
who is insulting them?
you know when Ghanaians,
Ghanaians,
we do,
because Ghanaians.
Because they're
You
not
when
doing
you know,
Thank you. You want to play like the way you play, we will insult you. And you talk about
and you are being paid.
and they are saying that it's not their fault.
So what?
Because listen, the whole point is that for me, I followed football for a while before I stopped. For like 6 years now, I've not been up there anymore.
The love died 6 years ago.
It died 6 years ago.
When you divorced.
It died 6 years ago.
Don't mind
But
me.
I still follow it. So, but one thing I know is that, one, there's too much interference. There's too much favoritism. There's too much talking.
I agree with you.
You get it? So the right people are not called. Those who are hungry for success that we are supposed to bring on board, we don't call them. True. And those who are already made their money and they are being careful, I don't want to get hurt so that when I go to my mother club or my team, I wouldn't be able to play and all that. We call them and they come and they don't deliver.
Yeah.
Of course, I won't say that the Blaster was that bad. They weren't that bad this time around.
Please,
But
they were bad.
it's just the goals that we didn't get.
They were bad.
Anyway,
We didn't get the
they
goals.
weren't. In
So
the
they
days of
were bad.
Odatilamte.
In my eyes, they were bad.
No. Odatilamte and Michael.
I haven't
Kingdom.
mentioned Odatilamte.
It was-
How old are you?
Like, the Abedipele thing.
So like Arama said,
Yes, those are glory
We
days.
admitted to
Those
football.
were the days when I'm cooking, I'll stop and I'll go and.
even those days, Kotoko has much
So
more.
you never followed my Sule. You never followed my Sule. We are sorry. Araba, we are sorry. Araba, we are sorry.
Araba to say, oh, there's Sule Mutari and
Abedipele.
but it's
Lion King say right.
like it's just yesterday.
I'm
When we
better.
talk about Odatilamte, do you know when?
Really? Oh.
And I was cooking at that.
Nah. Behave.
Anyway, so if you ask me, I
Cheers to that lump.
Seniority is always key, you know.
Roslyn class.
I really what I was saying. I was helping
Roslyn
my mother cook. I was in the
Roslyn class 10. Behave yourself.
I need to drink.
Okay.
Anyway,
So like Araba said, I
can we
think
get the
we should
name of
concentrate on
Can we
others.
some respect on
take a break.
Anyway, are we taking a break or we are
Please,
still
let's
here?
take a break. No,
Okay.
we need it.
All right, we'll be right back after this break. Do stay with us.
Well, like I used to have love for Ghana, but for now, it's because like I don't see the real thing in them. At first, I used to love them because I'm in the country. I have to love my country when I have to support them as well. But for now, like I don't see anything. I don't see anything in them. So all the love is finished. All the love is finished.
No matter what they perform or how they perform, we still love them. Yeah. The only thing they need is our support, because nowadays, because of how they perform, they think that the Black Stars, they can't make it again. The Black Stars, like the team is dead or something like that. I don't understand. But they need our support. If we support them, if we give them the maximum support, they too, they can make it.
I support to love Black Star. But sometimes we Ghanaian, our leaders, they are not good for us. Because one of the players, they have not tried, but still they're there in the game. One day that you come out and in the Black Star, I like it. Because now the day you football collapse more, you know how fit. But I'm surprised because they still call Jordan. I'm not happy.
Okay, the current one there, I have two observations. First, this current Black Star lack the mentality and focus. When you say mentality, they don't have the players that have the will to fight for the nation. Why am I saying so? 2014, you witness the Black Star. 2006, you witness a Black Star with a total commitment. John Mensah, we have John Pencil, we have those players who defend the nation with their sweat. But this crop of players, they go there for the winning bonus. They're not going there to defend Ghana. So I don't support them.
Yes, I do. Yeah, because they are Ghanaian team. So if they are playing any outside country, I have to support my home team.
I like Black Star, but not current Black Star, with reasons. The reason is that our local players must be involved than calling these international players. They come to camping 1 week, 2 weeks, then they play. They have to groom our old, local players, whereby Black Star will be Black Star like the previous time.
Boys no omo nyina de iska esa adwuma de o ye adwuma yu yem na ye adwuma no na ye mo abaso Nigeria fo so mbogbo a omo yi omo yem na omo abobọ no nti anytime bia no ye mo mbibia enya ya ba Ghana fo no omo maska di omo nim kan obebobọ no kra no opese oji sika kasie bi no di ansa na nka adwuma de o ye ni yie ne abo abaso ba adwuma no omo nye ni yie ti ball no kra de se memeti oyi men ka da me hwe Ghana for match.
Welcome back. Well, you heard what people out there had to say. We definitely had to go on the street after getting to know that Araba is not our mate. Anyway, so if you ask me about, I need to control myself. If you ask me about the Black Stars, I think that they have failed us. They haven't failed us as in failing us today. The Black Stars have failed us over time. But Ghanaians kept giving them the chance. All the time, the Ghanaians will say, we Ghanaians will say, oh, they will bring something back. But we get nothing. They get to what? Quarterfinals. And it's like this, I don't know if it's spirit on us. When we get to quarterfinals, we think we've won a cup. And that's it. So the furthest we go semi, or even when we go to the finals, that one there 1-0, those scores, and we come back home. It's always been like that. And
how many years? 49 years, right? More than 40 years.
please.
No, I read that in the newspaper.
Okay,
She wasn't cooking.
quiet class.
Cut, please. Anyway, we are keeping you entertained. It's very good. You need to distress today. So, I think
Rosalind DP.
I think that we need to dissolve the whole Black Stars. I think so. When you drive on the Nima stretch, there's a road behind that place. There are these boys, young, energetic boys, who haven't changed their age.
Who do you know?
Who we can pick and try. I think it's about time we try the young ones. They are hungry for fame. They are hungry for success. These men have made it. I mean, somebody playing for us now, you call him to come and play for you?
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
And how much are you going
You
to
know,
pay him?
Yeah.
but they are the young ones who are so talented that if we decide that we'll discover new talents who are hungry for success, believe me, Ghana will go far. We keep on doing this thing and we are making the mistake and nobody's saying it. And what kills me is the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
So there's always the taxpayers' money on their head telling you that if you bring this, meanwhile the person is taking more than that. So that money doesn't move the person.
So is it the case that Ghanaians are not angry enough? Because I mean, the people in power it benefits them if certain people are in the team.
Yes.
You know, and we keep going back with those same people. So their interests are being served.
Yes.
You know, so I don't know. I
think
don't have any hope.
we should have a team B, but I think we should dissolve this team first of all, and then try and raise some young ones. Let them play in minor tournaments, see how good or how far they can go, and then we decide to put them out there.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
Are we still maintaining the management?
So you see, when you dissolve a team, you dissolve everybody.
Yes. It has to
everybody.
But remember there was a time we're doing the Milo tournament and we are scouting for young players and all that. You remember the day team won
How long
the
ago
World
was this?
Cup?
Was this 20 years
Come again.
ago, the Milo tournament? Because I want to share this thing with you. It can't just be me. It can't just be me.
I want to know if you are 20.
No,
If you were
about
cooking 20 years ago.
When I heard about the Milo tournament, I was like about 10 or 15. Please go ahead, sorry.
So I think that if we started from there, but it didn't go anywhere because of the same people we kept keeping up there to manage these boys. You get it? Look at the day's team. They won the World Cup under 20. We could have groomed them. We would have built that team up. They would have been Black Stars now. They have gotten enough experience to win as a World Cup.
Or rather,
now.
they handpicked a few of them.
Yes. For their own interest. The favoritism is just too much. We need to stop it. We need to allow coaches function on their own. We need to let them do the right thing.
Now, why did you call Milo back, Milo? Why did you call him back?
It wasn't expired yet. We had to use it till it expires. So it's now expired.
Because we need to
Because
add
that guy, I
some
didn't even understand too, you know.
Really,
And
we
he
need
had
to add some
audacity to
milk.
say,
It's just Milo.
when people were calling for his dismissal, he had audacity to say that, oh no, let me continue because I want to take them to the World Cup.
Yes.
I mean, look at where you took us to in AFCON. Yes, we should have confidence in you.
It's just Milo. We should add some more.
No, his contract said he should take them to the World Cup.
Right.
And then when he came, they said, oh, we have AFCON, so let's go there too. So until he goes to
World Cup.
we know it's not done.
He didn't come because of AFCON. He came because of
World Cup.
Well, we can abrogate. It's a contract. We can
But we are
abrogate
playing
it.
Nigeria though, so if we should, Africa, hey,
What?
Comoros, seek Ghana's help. Today Comoros don't score us. I mean, it's sad. That tells you that with time, they say little drops of water makes a mighty ocean.
Yeah.
We saw it so long ago. We never kept it. We kept on seeing it, and look at us today. what are we doing? What is the authority doing? We need to stop this thing of every time we blame the coach and then we put the coach aside and we bring a new coach. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And we need to stop politicizing it.
Yes.
Football is not politics. I mean, if you're a young person and you're in the party, they just put you there, go and do this. No, Charlie.
You need to restructure.
You're breaking people's hearts.
The love will come back.
Exactly. Maybe we should win one cup, and after that, I think the love will come.
How is that one cup going to come anyway?
Until we dissolve from the head.
But ladies, what do you think? What can we do to bring back, our sinking Black Stars? What do you think we can do to, the yesterday's Black Stars? We can have that thing back. Is there anything we can do?
Yeah, start from scratch again.
Yeah. Exactly.
Start from scratch.
So
dissolve the team, build a new team. Yeah. There should be, team spirit, and we should go along with them. And that's how.
Tell us the Jama, the guys who bring that someone you are in the mood already.
Exactly. You don't watch football. It's true. Someone doesn't do Jama on pitch.
And they need the same but from the dressing room, he leads the Jama right.
Yes.
I've seen someone that
you know what Jama is? Hey, it looks like I'm here with some prim and poor lady. You know what Jama is?
Show us Jama. Show us.
Okay, please show us.
Hey. Let me see. Which of the songs?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wana beba ye
That's this man. He does.
Somebody is doing Jama in the background. He's doing that.
It's a no lady.
Anyway,
what class back home?
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are definitely deciding that, or we have decided as ladies that we think that we should dissolve the Black Stars and start afresh. Hopefully, when we do that, Ghanaians will have the love again, and then we can, go to the next level with the Black Stars. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we are going into our love topic for today, the bondage. Stay with us.
Right, this is the Sixth Sense, and I'm here with Araba Kumsin, Rosalind Felly, and then Celestine Ado. And our next topic, Rosalind, take us into that.
Wait,
the love.
But don't love foolishly.
Oh yeah.
My goodness,
are you going back to that?
So we are asking the question: when does love or marriage become a bondage? I've asked myself what a bondage is. That's where we have to start from. What is a bondage? Because what you might see as a bondage might not be a bondage for me. Yeah. And so the definition is quite, big. Yes, I think when it becomes overbearing for you, or when you are actually like, I need some freedom, then it's a bondage. And it usually comes from when you have a jealous spouse, or a jealous boyfriend or a jealous girlfriend. Then you have the partners, making the whole relationship seem like a bondage. But then, you know what? Let me throw it to you ladies first. And then when you're done, I think I'll bring in my submission, because this is like something that I really need to bring in my submission at the end.
Now, we are not saying don't bring your submission.
Abi, your husband is a pastor.
He's not. And then the move feel it's all over the place. Your feelings are all over the place. He's not.
But who told me now looks like a pastor's wife? Okay, now.
Pastor's wife, is it written on the face?
Have you ever been in a relationship that you felt like, this is too overbearing, this like a bondage?
Okay, fortunately for me, mine wasn't so. I'm allowed to operate.
Okay.
To do what I want. He would support everything that you do. As I'm here, he's taking care of the kids.
Why, you dated only your husband?
Okay, so I dated... Rosalind, should I answer?
No, go ahead.
In the past. Have you ever been in a relationship? You're talking about your current husband.
a relationship.
Everybody dated somebody before, marrying or settling with one person.
Have you ever before?
Yes, madam.
And was bondage feel?
No, no. Maybe my personality, like I want to do what I want to do. Probably the way I was brought up. Daddy will allow you. What do you want to do? Do it. If mommy wants to say, oh, no, don't do this, allow her to make the mistake. And then she'll learn from it. If she still wants to do this, she would go for it. So grandma would also say, allow her. So that's the kind of, so if I date you and you're kind of suppressing me not to do what I want to do, I'll not go on with you because it doesn't work that way. But fortunately, oh no. It's not love. So because love is not, bondage. Love free. Yes.
Right. I like that. Celestine?
Okay, cheers.
Okay.
Would you have to do the
crack from there.
Love and the bondage.
Oh, kind of.
Yes, I've been in love, so much in love.
Oh.
He was also so much in love. I won't say it was foolish because it was genuine.
No, there's nothing like it wasn't genuine. I said foolishly.
No, not foolishly.
Okay.
We were both into it. We wanted it. Kids came out of it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Is it a footballer?
Yes, he's a footballer. We actually my left way. Footballer, you ready?
So I would say that it gets to that point where you fall out of love. There's no intimacy, lack of communication and all that makes it difficult. And at a point, you end up feeling like you are the one pleasing, you are enjoying the relationship. When you get to that point, you feel like you are in bondage. I can't handle this anymore. And that is the point where you need to take the decision on whether you want to continue or you want to endure for the rest of your life. And at a point, as our pastors and pastor's wife will say, oh, what God has put together.
Why are you pointing pastor's wife like this?
Let no man put asunder. You get it?
God has put
so
together.
I've been there. Yeah, and it's not easy.
It's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you decided to divorce because of that?
Not strictly because of that, but it was part of the reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Araba, for your information, Araba doesn't like men with tattoos. So as we are talking.
No. I
She
revised
had
my
a
position.
change of mind that day.
I revised my position.
Roslyn.
Flowers.
I was told that. Roslyn.
Tattoo is not
I
permanent.
was told that, you can't just judge someone based on a tattoo he has on his skin.
Have you gone on a date yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'll arrange one for you.
No, I don't need one. Okay, I'm very okay. Anyway, so we're talking about bondage. I mean, I can't speak to bondage in a marriage, but I'll speak to bondage in a relationship.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm not married. So, when you say bondage, like you alluded to, bondage is something that does not make you feel free. It's like you don't have freedom. And when you are, and it goes contrary to what love is supposed to stand for, right? Love is supposed to stand for liberty, freedom, happiness, joy. And bondage definitely does not come with joy or happiness. When you, like Na said, when you are in bondage, you are suppressed.
Yeah.
Because the other party doesn't want you to do one ABC, and it doesn't make you feel authentic, like your authentic self. So everything, you have to be second guessing, you have to be questioning yourself. Will it please my partner or will it not please my partner? So for me, I feel that sometimes there are telltale signs, in the relationship that should make you sit up about your partner. So if there's certain things that he or she is doing, you need to take particular attention because, when you get married, it will get worse.
Yeah.
And when it gets worse, you'll be pushed to the wall and then you may have to now, resort to divorcing, which nobody wants to do. So I feel that women and men both should be very vigilant when they're in a relationship. The point is not to be, always thinking about what your partner would do or but the point is that when there are certain things that at the back of your mind it doesn't sit well with you, you need to bring it up and communicate with the person
Exactly.
that I don't like this, or this behavior of yours is making me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, that's the first step. And because if you sweep it under the carpet, it gets worse.
Yeah, I think when you actually do talk about it and you don't see any changes, and then you need to make sure that, you know what, it's either one leg out there and then, you know, the other, and you keep watching. If it's not working, then you walk out. I always think that when bondage comes in there, it can actually lead to depression. That a lot of people don't know. It leads to so many illnesses, cancer.
Wow, what's
Yes.
the link?
When you're depressed, you're thinking too
Doctor.
much. Obviously, it affects your health.
Okay.
So your immune
Doctor
system
Rosemary.
becomes so low. Yes. Oh, one day I'll be a doctor. You'll be doctor.
Oh my goodness.
So your immune system becomes so low, and you know you can catch on to any disease. And so you see a lot of women actually struggling from these things.
Okay.
Most of them are dying out of pain because psychiatric issues because probably they got married or they are in a relationship with somebody who is so overbearing. You can't continue with your education. Stay at home and take care of the children. You cannot wear heels. I don't like a woman who wears makeup. I don't like a woman who wears hair. Meanwhile, you met me in my hair.
Keep your natural self.
Keep it. What is natural self? Like when you met me, was I like that? See, I always say to women, however he met you, he approached you, is what he likes.
Keep
So
doing
if he
it.
What
brings it-
changes?
what changes is the question. So if he brings you home and he ever tells you that I don't like long hair, meanwhile when he met you, you had long hair, he came and says, please wear that long hair, because there's somebody out there that he says to.
Right.
You know,
Who's also wearing the long
You
hair.
know
Who's
when
wearing
they
the
get
long
to that point, when they feel like what I saw in you that I approach you, someone might also see the jealousy part. That's what makes them do that.
You know, so it becomes
really?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I agree.
yes.
It's the jealousy.
Yes. So you know, it becomes overbearing at that point. It becomes like a bondage, because then again, you know, some people go to the extent of choosing their friends.
Yeah.
You can't be
Choosing
friends.
their partner's friends.
Yes,
Yeah.
Araba.
Yeah.
You
Delete
can't.
numbers from
You
your
cannot
phone.
be
Don't
friends
do
with this
that.
person.
Friends with this
Don't
person, A, B
accept this
person,
friend request on
Request.
Facebook and all of that.
Wow.
Yes. So when you see these signs, then you should know that I'm getting myself in a bondage, and I need to be very careful, because a time will come that happiness will not be your portion. Because anytime you see your spouse, we show. Because you don't know what you've done wrong, that he's coming to tell you that don't do it again. And so it's actually vice versa. There are some women out there who actually are so overbearing on their partners. You know, I don't want you to go here, I don't want you to hang out with your boys, you can't do anything, be at home at this time. And sometimes your partner needs that air. They need to be with some people, they need to be with friends. Look, if your partner will cheat, you cheat. If she will cheat, she'll cheat. It is not you telling her to be at home that she's not going to cheat. It's not you telling him to be at home.
To say that
Celestine, experience?
In fact, I know a man, they actually two. So one goes home late and the wife is always complaining. And look at your friend, he's always coming home early. At 5, he's home. Do you know that friend that comes home at 5 has 2 kids with another woman outside?
Wow. Wow.
And the wife is not aware.
You know, he's just a very good time manager.
Exactly.
That's all.
He knows how to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So you know, I had a relationship at a point, and the guy, I can't hug another guy like.
Can you imagine?
It has to be the
Frontal.
Pentecost hug.
Oh, so you were doing Pentecost?
You know the Pentecost hug.
Yeah, you don't get closer to the
Yeah.
person.
2 inches, yes.
It's just like that.
How did you feel like doing Pentecost?
Terrible.
So how do you feel about
Within
about
that,
him, you know, about
No,
him
so at that
asking
point,
you
I realized that, guy, really, I can't do this, you know. Pass here, let me pass here.
Yeah.
When that happens, doesn't mean that the man has low self-esteem.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, most of them do. And when they feel that you are up there and you meet a lot of people, you are meeting guys, you are meeting influential people.
Yes.
Oh, it gets on them.
I mean, that's something that a lot of women in media face.
Yeah.
If you're a man who is not tough on the inside, you would always be wondering, where is my woman now? Who is talking to her? Because she meets a lot of people in the media.
Yeah.
That's the nature of our work. So you need to
We
be
do
very
meet
strong.
people. That one there we do.
You want to tell us?
Tell us something.
But you meeting somebody doesn't mean you're doing anything with a person. We meet, you say you don't meet people.
I meet
Yeah,
a
we
lot
meet
of
a lot
people.
of
We meet them.
Yes.
We meet
talk.
them. I mean,
Yes.
that's look. even if I'm not in the media and I'm a nurse, do you know who is coming to the hospital that day? Even if I'm a pastor, do you know who is coming to my office for prayers, my church for prayers?
Yeah.
You never know. So every job is risky.
Is it that we are doing something for them to suspect us, or
you don't need to do
mere
anything.
jealousy?
Just look beautiful, and that's enough.
Mere jealousy.
It's either they are doing the same thing, and they feel that you might also do
Do the same thing.
So they know the tactics. So even when you are not even thinking that way, and they see a little sign of what they do, they suspect you.
I've come to realize that in some marriages, okay, I don't subscribe to this, but some people have realized, and I don't subscribe to it again. I want to say this, that it's difficult to stay faithful, so they have open marriages. Yes, it's happening.
Oh, it's happening.
It's happening.
In Ghana.
Yes,
Wow.
it's happening. They have open marriages. You know what it is? Also for mommy. When I say his husband is a pastor, you tell him the lie. How will you know? How will you know open marriage?
Please tell me more about open marriage.
Unless
we will discuss
in detail at a later date. But we have to
without
bring this
explanation.
topic.
I want to know what open marriage is.
Okay, open marriage
Yes.
is when you want to.
No, I explain that.
So basically, it's when two couples married decide that okay, we can have
affair,
sexual
affair
or
with other
intimacy
people.
with our partners. So, for example, I'm not saying you and me. If me and my husband and you and your husband decide, okay, we can swap and have sex with each other, it's an arrangement and an agreement between the two couples. People agree to do that.
People do that. And
Yes.
you're saying people also do that here in Ghana.
Yes. Where have you been?
And some
Where have you
people are
been?
leading to divorce.
Where have you been? Where have you been, madam?
Seriously, this
That
is
is
the
what
first
it
time
is.
hearing
She's a
this.
pastor's
Okay,
wife.
so
Can we go?
Anyway, we have definitely actually let me pick our points before we go. Finally, I want to have everybody's take before we go, so I'm going to take the final words from now. Of course, you don't know about open marriage, but you learned something new on set today.
Yeah, but
aside that, what do you want to talk about?
Aside that, let me talk about the emergency services. If you are into that kind of job, those of you at the top, please make supplies, because I wouldn't want to call an ambulance and then I'll be asked to pay something when there is life at stake. Always, all the time, let us make sure that we attend to the life first, because you cannot go and buy that person who is dead one more time, or probably bring the person back to life. But after issues, even if the person doesn't have money, he or she can borrow and pay. So first of all, let's save lives first before any other thing.
Thank you so much. Now, Celestine, what do you want to speak to?
I would like to speak to football. We love the game.
Yeah, you
irrespective
know
of
more
anything.
about it.
yes, she was married to a
You've been there.
footballer.
You've been there.
Hello.
Hi.
I wasn't cooking. So to football, I would say that yes, we love the game. We want to see the Black Stars excel. We want to see them go forward. At the end of this, you know that the money doesn't come to us. We are just here to support them. We are giving them our full support in everything they do. But they should also bear in mind that there are hearts at stake here. People are dying out of heartbreak. So the top, please reconsider and do the right thing. Bring the right players. Let's have the right team. Let's give them all the support they need. Don't put the monies in your pocket. Give it to the guys. They need it.
Right.
Give it to them.
So they
it's
can
their
play
money.
well.
So that they can play well. Motivate them enough. We get enough sponsorship. We know. Please give it to them so that they can play well. And let's also focus on other sports. They also need help as well.
Right. Thank you so
that'll be
much,
all.
Celestine. Araba.
Okay, so I'm going to also focus on the emergency response situation in Ghana. And just like Na said, look, it starts from the top. Everything starts from the top and it flows through to the bottom. So it is what your subordinates see. That is the example that they will follow. Yeah. So my call is on the authorities. I mean, imagine yourselves in a situation where your sister or your grandmother needs emergency help. How will you respond in that situation if it was your family member? And that's the thought that we should have at the back of our minds when we are deploying resources for emergencies in Ghana?
Ladies and
We
gentlemen,
need the love issue for you.
yes, yes. You know what? Love is a good thing. But also don't forget that when you are getting yourself involved in anything that is like a bondage, it could lead to an early death. So please and please again, make sure that when you choose your spouse, you choose rightly. I always say love is a decision. And if you decide to love that person, you can't love the person. Always choose people who will push you to make sure that you achieve your dream, not people who will bring you down. Don't go for somebody who doesn't give. Go for a giver. Now, when I say a giver, no, you see, people always mistake when we talk about givers. A giver is not somebody who always gives only his money. Time, attention, love, care. Think about all these things. Those people are people that you should have in your life. Those are the givers, and they'll always make you happy, and they'll always push you to the top. We have enjoyed the show, haven't we?
Sure.
Yes, it has been a blast. We got to know Alma was watching on that when she was cooking. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the show today. You've been watching Sixth Sense. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. That is Joy Prime TV. So go on Facebook, hit the share button, let everybody share it as well, and also tell people about Sixth Sense. Till we come again, my name is Rosalind Felly, and I've been doing this with the beautiful, the beautiful,
Celestine Ado.
and of course the beautiful.
Oh, really?
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.